Hello peeps, I'm back. This is Kimberly Purpose and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing another video blog. This time I'm doing an article. I stumbled across this article this article was written by Clyde Winter. I believe he's a doctor. He has a YouTube channel as well, and I actually enjoy his channel. You might want to check him out. He talks about the Aborigines here in the Americas as well, and he goes into a lot of details. But he wrote this article last year, September the 5th, 2016, and it's called Did PaleoAmericans Reach South America First? So this is a very long article. I'm going to only do the first page in this particular video because it's very lengthy. It's lengthy. But it starts off like this. It says, in textbook stories of how human populated America is biologically unavailable, study finds certain published in Ancient Origins, it was noted that DNA studies indicate that people could not have crossed the Beringia landmass to enter the America 13,000 years ago because the entry route was biologically unviable. Although this finding by geneticists is surprising, it adds even more mystery to the archaeological evidence that anatomically modern humans were in South America 10 of thousands of years ago before Ice Age people could have crossed a viable land bridge between Alaska and Siberia. Wow. This is a great article. See, whenever you look at those school books and whatever is taught in history, it keeps on saying that the Mongoloid Indians were the first ones here. This particular article explains and shows proof that the Aborigines were here first, and we were here first thousands of years prior to the Mongoloid Indians. And here's a picture of the landmass. It's showing that landmass and how it was not possible for Mongoloids to have gone here first. It shows here that it was not possible for humans to have passed through. And so there you have it right here. And it shows the Bering Land Bridge right here. The earliest date of inhabitation of the American continent to occur between Canada and South America are highly suggested that the earliest settlers on the American continent came from Africa before the ice melted at the Bering Strait and moved northward as the ice melted. An African origin for these people is a good fit because ocean currents could have carried migrants from Africa to the Americas. Since there were no ice sheets or ice to block passage across the southern Atlantic. So it further explains how the Aborigines came from Africa and came through because, it makes sense. If you had an ice age up north, it was even colder, so more ice, and it's impossible for someone to go through it. But if you come from the south, it's warm water, so it will make sense for people to come from the south of Americas through Brazil, to Brazil. But let's continue. Important archaeological sites. Dr. Bryan in Natural History has noted many sites where PaleoAmericans have led us evidence of human habitation, including the pebble tools of Monteverde in Chile, 32,000 before present. Rock paintings of Pedro Furada in Brazil, and then the Mastodon history in Venezuela and Colombia. These discoveries were led some researchers to believe that Americas were first settled from South America. And see, they had the dates. 13,000 years ago, there's 22,000 and 32,000 before present. These are showing the years, the centuries right here. 32,000 before in Chile, 32,000 in Brazil, and 13,000 in Colombia. So these dates are way before the Mongoloid Indians, before they even got here. So here we go. Let's continue on down. It says the main evidence from the ancient Americans are prehistoric tools and rock art. Those found by Dr. Nita Gooden. Today, archaeologists have found sites of human occupation from Canada to Chile that ranges between 20 and 100,000 years old. Gooden, in numerous articles, claimed that Africans were in Brazil between 65 to 100,000 years ago. Gooden also claims that man was at the Brazil site 65,000 years ago. She told that to the New York Times that her dating of human population in Brazil 100,000 years ago was based on the presence of ancient fire and tools of man craftsmen at habitation sites. See, they found locations in the Brazil, and look at these prehistoric dates. 100,000 years ago. See, we were already here. More documentations, and it's done by archaeologists who are actually studying those sites. So it's been printed in scholarly journals, research. They did digs and finding, and it's all coming together, showing that we were already over here. Textbook stories of how humans populate America is biologically unviable study finds. Why does culture sometimes evolve via certain bursts of innovation? How ancient humanist interbreed has shaped Americas today? So these are more questions that are being asked. Let's continue. Martin and R.G. Klein, after discussing the evidence Amazones hunting in Venezuela 13,000 years ago observed that the thought that the fossils records of South America is much richer in evidence of earlier archaeological association that many believed is indeed provocative. Have the earliest hunters been overlooked in America? Of course, that's exactly what happened. They did it because of slavery and everything. They don't want to keep this narrative that we came from Africa. So of course they're going to hide it and everything. Plus they don't want to give us our land back, which they're going to do. We're going to claim that with Yahweh, that we as the indigenous people will have our land back, and the Greys will send themselves back on to where they belong in Europe. But let's continue. It says here, Warwick Bray has pointed out that there are numerous sites in North and South America which are over 35,000 years old. A.L. Bryan noted that these sites include the Old Crow Basin, 38,000 BC in Canada, Oro Grande Cave, 36 BC in the United States, and Pedra Ferrada, 45,000 BC in Brazil. Wow. I'm not sure if I pronounced those words correct, but please forgive me. I'm not best in Spanish, but I try to pronounce it the best way I can. But here's the picture. Isn't this amazing? It has a stone arch of Pedro Ferrada in Brazil, and that's in public domain, of course. Isn't that a pretty picture? So it's showing where they found these artifacts. It's amazing. And let's continue. Let's go on down. It says using craniometric qualitative analysis and multivariate methods, which is statistics. Interesting. Dr. Neves determined that PaleoAmericans were either Australian. Here it is right here. Dr. Neves determined that PaleoAmericans were Australians, Africans, or Malaysians. See? All of these are copper-colored people, bronze-colored people. And these are us right here. People of color, blacks. Well, they say blacks. But let's continue. The research analysis indicated that the ancient Americans represents two populations: Paleo-Americans, who were phenotypically African, Australian, or Malaysians, and an Asiatic population that appears to have arrived in America after 6,000 BC. See? Okay? Let's scroll back up at those dates. See? 6,000. See, the Mongoloids didn't get here until 6,000 BC, after 6,000 BC. And then if you look at these older dates, they're showing that the Aborigines were here. They're showing that they were here, anywhere from, I believe it was 25,000 to 100,000 years ago. So we were here a lot longer. See? 100,000 years ago. So way longer. Latecomers, extreme latecomers. So, yeah. So we were the first ones here. And then, of course, I got the dates up here. Let me scroll back up. My computer's going a little slow. I'm sorry, you guys. But it says 35,000 years old. See? That's what the Aborigines, 38,000 BC. That's in Canada, 36,000. And see, they're showing a 45,000 BC in Brazil. All these are showing the Paleo Indians, which are the Aborigines. That means that, and they migrated up. See, they was in Brazil originally, and all the people who migrated, who came from Africa, who came over here into the Americas, they started in Brazil and they moved northward. So we were already here way before the Mongoloids, and Mongoloids got here 6,000 BC. So let's see if I can get this computer to work, you guys. It's freezing up on me. It has a lot of ads for some reason. We might have to stop here if I can't get it to scroll down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop here, you guys. It has a lot of ads on this. That's the only thing about this particular yeah, it's not gonna let me do it. So I'm gonna do a second video. I'm gonna stop here. I thought I could finish all the way through. This particular article has a lot of ads. It's on ancient-origins.net. And I might have to do a second part, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to go down and do it. But yeah, we're gonna do a part 2. I'm gonna stop here on this video. Please like this video and thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and please put your comments below. And till next time, peace and be blessed. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this video. I'll talk to you later. Enjoy. Bye bye.